Okay, it's Mock Draft Monday. We're starting a new thing, new channel. Um, for anybody that's seen my Facebook, you know what I'm talking about. So right now we got the Titans picking out one. I could see a few things playing out right now with this. The Titans, the Browns, Giants, Raiders. Maybe the Saints. Uh, that's maybe the Seahawks. Could all move up. Maybe Pittsburgh if they really want to. That's if they don't keep Russ or Fields. Outside of those are kind of only the QB. Maybe the Rams. I mean, that's something we don't see. I mean, the Rams haven't had many first round picks. I believe last year was their first round pick in like 4 seasons because they seem to trade them away. Um, but there's going to be a lot of variations of this. So this isn't going to be like what I think I mean, this is going to be what I think what the teams should do. Um, I'm one of those people that you don't take best player available. I know that's crazy because that's kind of what the NFL is. Um, but I'm one of those people that don't do that. So let's start the draft. Like I said, if I was Tennessee, um, I would not. I, it's difficult. Because I think Cam Ward is the best. I don't think this quarterback draft class is great at all, by all means. Um, there's some promise in Cam Ward and Shooter, but they're not. To me, they're not even in the top five. But QB needy teams are going to take them in the top five. All three of these teams could take Ward, Shooter, and maybe Jalen. He's very raw, um, but he's got a lot of potential, if that makes sense. Um, he's very athletic. He's got an arm, kind of like Josh Allen. He's very raw. Obviously, he's a little bit of a different build than Josh Allen, but in the aspect of that, he's got a lot of Josh Allen traits to him. Um, I'm not going to make any trades in this draft, so I'm just going to go with what I got. I already kind of did a pre thing to this. I think they take Cam Ward. Do I think that's what they should do? No. I think the Giants, the Browns, even the Patriots. I mean, I don't. Well, maybe not the Patriots. They do have Drake May. He's been pretty dang good with what he's been given, with the supporting cast he has around him. The Raiders, maybe. I mentioned the Saints. The Saints could even move up. But the bad thing is they still probably want a quarterback. So maybe move to the Giants or the Browns. I know that's not crazy, but we've seen that before. Um, I have Genti going here. We haven't seen a running back go that high in years. But I think with the resurgence of running backs this last offseason, I think that could happen. I don't think I'm going to take him here, though. Um, I don't even know what I want to go here. I can see Carter going. He's a great player. Great. Amazing. I could see him going here. They don't necessarily need him because they got Miles Garrett. Um, Hunter, I could see going here. Mason Graham's great. He's turned into a very very good player. Um, I think I am gonna go Ashton. I know this is crazy, but with the player he is and the doubts of Nick Chubb, we don't know what they want to do. Um, Chubb's been injured so much. Yes, he's a top five running back, but he can't be a top five running back if he's not playing. Um, I have Travis Hunter going here. The Giants, yes, they need a quarterback. They need everything. The Giants need. It's kind of like the Titans. They both kind of need everything. Um, they need a quarterback. They need receivers. They need corners. They need literally everything. But with Travis Hunter, you get a receiver and a corner in one. Everybody's saying, "Oh, he's mid at both, but he plays both, so he's not mid. He's arguably one of the best talents we've ever seen in college football before." Um, so I think that's a great pick there. I think he's gonna be better at corner, but put him in for a few plays, like maybe 10, 15 plays on offense every game, and he'd still be good. The Patriots, I got them going McMillan. Um, I could see them going Graham. They need help on the D line. I could see them going Carter. They need help pass rush. I could see Johnson. They need that. I could see a lot of these guys going, but I'm gonna give Drake May some help because Drake May needs to help develop. He's already very good, but 6'5", 212. Their receiver room's not great. It hasn't been great since Julian Edelman. And even then, it wasn't, Wes Welker, Julian Edelman, Gronk. Um, you know, Jaguars, I have them going Mason Graham. They could go Will Johnson. I think that would not be a bad idea. Outside of Tyson Campbell, they don't have anything. So I could definitely see that playing a role in that. But I think they need to beef up with Allen, or it's not Allen, it's Josh Hines Allen or something like that now. It's not Josh Allen anymore. Um, but I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go Mason Graham. I could also see Graham or Carter pair him up with Josh. I think that'd be a great duo. But I'm gonna go Mason Graham. I think he's the best interior defensive lineman in this draft. I think he is a top 5 talent. Obviously, because I took him at 5. In my personal opinion, I think Graham, Carter, Johnson, Starks, maybe even Burden's up there. Walker's might even be up there. I think they're all within the top 10. But I know this kind of counters what I said earlier. Teams have specific needs, and they're going to take those needs over talent, if that makes sense. So yeah, I don't know why. Oh wait, no, I thought I was looking at the Patriots for a minute, and it said they needed a quarterback. I was like, I don't know why the Patriots need quarterback. The Raiders, I have them going with Carter. They lost Khalil Mack years ago. They haven't had Khalil Mack. They need solid pass rush, and I think Abdul Carter is that replacement. Jets, I have them going. They could go Will Johnson. I mean DJ Reed and why can't I think of his name? Um, Sauce. Sauce are really good, so they don't necessarily need a corner. Starks is good. They don't have very good safeties as far as I'm aware that I can think of. Um, there's been rumors that Devonte Adams and Rogers are not going to be playing, but we're going to treat this draft as if they are, and we're going to take Will Campbell. He can play interior, um, not interior. He can play great at right tackle, left tackle. Left tackle is what I meant to say, not right tackle. Um, you could always move somebody else in. You see that all the time. College tackles always move inside. You don't see that too much the other way around. You don't see guards playing tackle because that's much harder. That's a lot harder. Um, but we're gonna treat this as if Rogers stays. You have to protect him. You got to get help um, on that O line, and even if it's not for him, it's for whoever's coming in to replace him and Brees Hall. So yeah, the Panthers. I have them going receiver. I actually had them going him, but I think we're gonna take Burden here. I think Burden's a better prospect. He's a little smaller, but he's shifty. And I think Burden's gonna go to the Panthers. We give Bryce Young some help. He's had a very good second half, very good. Bringing him some help. You could go Will Johnson. That's not impossible because they have J.C. Horn. Starks wouldn't be bad. Banks wouldn't be bad. Get him some O-line help. Jalen Walker would not be bad. Pair him up with Brian Burns. That would not be bad at all. Um, Brian Burns isn't on the Panthers. I lied. Brian Burns is on the Giants now, if I'm not mistaken. The Saints, I think they just need help everywhere. I'm going to be honest. I had them going Will Johnson on this mock draft. The only reason I had that is because they traded away their star corner, Marshawn Lattimore, so that would be his replacement. I could see Starks. They need help on the interior line. I could see them taking Mason Graham. Their D line just hasn't really been great. I know they took Brian Breezy. He hasn't been what he's lived up to be yet. But he had a star stellar cast. And I think bringing in somebody like Mason Graham, we could see them both, do their thing. But I think I am going to stick with Will Johnson. Obviously, we're going to have a lot of these mock drafts. I know it's mock draft Monday, but I'm recording this at 11:30 p.m. on Monday, so it might not come out Monday. But I think this is a really good prospect. I think he's the top corner outside of Travis Hunter. Like, we're talking strict corner, he's really close up there. I think he could also go top 10. As you see, he is going top 10 in my mock draft. Um, the Bears, I actually have them taking Starks. The Bears are kind of one of those teams that they just need defensive help. Uh, they don't have a head coach anymore. We don't really know what's going to happen with them, to be honest. I could see them taking O line. Jalen Walker would be huge for them. I'm not even going to lie. To pair up with Montez Sweat. That's if they re-sign him. I'm pretty sure they. This is like. This draft is based off of like if they keep the players they have that are going to head to free agency, or I guess after free agency they sign everybody they want to sign. Now the Niners. I have them taking Banks because they need a replacement for Trent Williams. Not only that is they don't really have anybody great on the O line outside of Trent Williams, so you could push Banks inside. You could push Trent Williams to the right tackle. I'm sure he'd play perfectly fine there. Maybe not. Could be mistaken. But I think they take him. Or you just have Banks sit behind Trent Williams. I mean, either way, he's learning from one of the greatest tackles in all of football. So I think that's a really good pick there. The Cowboys. The Cowboys I have taking Wyatt Millum. Great tackle out of Virginia Tech. Not Virginia Tech. West Virginia. Um, but I could also see them going Josh Simmons, who I think is actually a better prospect, if I'm being honest. Um, I could see them doing a lot here. I'm not gonna lie. I almost want to change it to Josh, if I'm being honest with you, or even Jalen Walker. Help Micah get some help because he can play in the box and he can play D line. I think we're gonna keep with the tackle. I think we're gonna go Josh Simmons though. I think he's a better prospect than um than Wyatt, in my opinion. He is. He's got some right tackle play. It looks like he's just I the way I watch college is I don't watch college till like I've been watching college the last like month or week or two. I don't watch college throughout the year, but I watch it towards the end when the draft time comes around January, like the beginning of the first week of January, which it's January 6th. So my knowledge of some of these players might not be the greatest. Um, but yeah, I know Genty taking him this early is wild because we've never seen something like that before. And the last time we saw something like that, it might not have panned out. Um, Miami, I actually had them taking Josh Simmons. So what we'll do here is I think we'll have Tua's got to get help. The defense needs help too. I think we're gonna have them take Jalen Walker actually. Get an actual guy that can play. Cause I mean I don't even know the Dolphins just need help. I'm gonna be honest. They keep dealing with injuries. I know they had Shaquille Barrett at one point. They had a bunch of old people, a bunch of old heads. So getting somebody young, great, talented. Colts, I actually had them going Jalen Walker. So we're kind of going crazy here. I think we're gonna either go tight end in Tyler Warren, who is a spectacular tight end and would help Anthony Richardson out a lot, or I think we go tight end. I think we do go tight end and we take Tyler Warren here. We give Anthony Richardson a safety blanket. We give him just a great all-around tight end. Um, so yeah, I mean that's what AR needs, you know. Falcons, I had them taking James Pierce Jr. Um, who's a very good player out of Texas, but or not Texas, Tennessee. My bad. I saw the T, and for some reason my brain was like Texas. But I do think we go edge here. I think we go Williams though. I think he's a better prospect. We're going Williams. The Falcons need help on defense. I mean, they need help kind of everywhere, but specifically D line, I think they really need a help on. Um, Cardinals, I have them taking an offensive tackle, um, which I still agree with. I have them taking him, but Wyatt might be the better option. I think the Cardinals need to. I'm not a huge fan of the Kyler Murray. The whole Cliff Kingsbury, Josh Rosen, Kyler Murray thing. I'm not saying Josh Rosen's great. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is we shouldn't have taken another quarterback after taking a quarterback. It just doesn't make sense to me because now they're just in a deeper rebuild than they already needed to be in. They should have kept Rosen, built around Rosen. I think they should have taken Bosa. I think Bosa, JJ, Chandler Jones, that trio would have been nasty. um, but I think it's annoying that these teams keep hiring a coach and then that coach just bad their first year, so they fire them. Um, the Gerard Mayo one, I don't know why he ever got hired. If I'm being 100% honest, he was never prepared for that role. So that's kind of, hearsay. But I think the Cardinals need to work on offensive line and defensive line. Edge rush, they really need. I'm going to still go with him. They just need help. They do. They need tackle help. Like it literally says right here, they need tackles, D-line, pass rushers. They just need everything. I'm going to be honest. They got to protect Kyler, and then they got to help Kyler on the defense. They're hoping Zaven Collins does something. They wasted a draft pick on Isaiah Simmons, unfortunately. I think he could have turned into a Micah Parsons-esque player. I know that might be crazy, but they have a lot of similar traits. But, Anyways, the Bengals, I have them taking Cameron Williams. Do I still think they should do that? I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I think the Bengals also need help to protect Burrow, which they seem to be doing relatively well. They obviously don't need a receiver. Edge wouldn't be bad to help Trey Hendrickson, but Trey Hendrickson has formed into something of a very good pass rusher, and he's been extremely underrated for the last couple of seasons. Nick could go, but I think I'm going to stick with Cameron Williams. I haven't watched too much tape on him particularly, but just based off of his measurables and his reps and all that, he seems to appear to be a very good tackle. Seahawks, I have them going Nick. They're kind of in the same boat. They've drafted a few offensive linemen, though, the last couple of seasons, and they've seemed to be panning out relatively well. So I think getting a pass rusher wouldn't be a bad idea. Whether it's an interior guy or an outside guy, Williams would be really good. He's a very good interior D lineman. I kind of want them to go with him, actually. But Nick is still on the. I think we go Nick. He's still on the board. They need help there. Anyways, the Texans. I had going Benjamin Morrison. The Texans need help, offensively and defensively, I guess. D'Amico Ryans, as you guys know, he's a linebacker, former linebacker. I believe he's more of a defensive-minded head coach, but I could be 100% wrong. I'm pretty sure he is. Tackle wouldn't be bad. Do they really need tackle? No. They need linemen, but they don't really need tackle. I don't know why it says they need running back. Is Joe Mixon hurt or something? I'm pretty sure he's not. I'm pretty sure he had a very solid year this year. Cam is very good out of Arizona. Dylan's a lot of these guys. Ohio State, they're very good running backs. DJ's extremely good. Um, so do I see any of those guys going this early though? No. You could probably get Cam. You could probably get any of these guys second if you're really worried. Probably third or fourth. Um, we will be doing 2 rounds. We're gonna be doing this round in one video and then round 2 in another. I have the Texans going corner. Um, I think that's hard to take corner though when you have one of the better wide receiver prospects just sitting here. Um, Even though I know I said, hey, I'm against take best available player, and I know they have Diggs. I know they have Tank Dell. But Tank Dell's been injured, if I'm not mistaken. So, it's going to be hard to not take him. I'm going to be honest. They have Dalton Schultz. But honestly, Colston I don't believe can block. But he's very good in other aspects. Let's look at the corners right quick. There's not any of them that I'm loving. I think they might just take Wyatt. I know they don't necessarily need a tackle. No. I think they take Kenneth. I think Kenneth Grant out of Michigan is a very good and solid player for them, and I think they need it. Denver. I have Denver taking Tyler Warren, but we had him go earlier. Where did he go? Where's Tyler Warren? We had him go to the Colts. I think Sean McVay still takes a tight end here, and I think it's going to be Colston Loveland. He's a very good tight end, very good receiving threat. And yeah, I think Sean McVay is going to like him. He's not exactly like Jimmy Graham, but, you know, he's got some traits. He's got some traits in there. Bucks. I have the Bucks taking Burden, but we had Burden. Where did we have Burden go to? To Carolina. I think the Bucks take. Only reason I'm saying this, and I know it might be crazy, they obviously need a tight end, they need edge, they need corner, they need a lot. I'm going to be honest. So maybe we have them take Benjamin. It kind of depends where Mike Evans and Chris Godwin go, whether they stay with Tampa or not. I think we're going to base it off of they stay with Tampa. So we're going to take Benjamin. He's a good corner, athletic. You know, I think he'd fit right in. The Steelers. I have Pittsburgh taking Kenneth Grant, but I believe we already had somebody take Kenneth Grant, if I'm not mistaken. Out of Michigan, yeah, he just went, to the Texans, which I think is a good fit. I think that's a really good fit. It helps booster that line with Delaney Walker. Not Delaney Walker. The hell? That's a tight end. Danielle Hunter. Jesus Christ, my brain doesn't want to work. But Pittsburgh, I mean, you have one of the best receivers in the class right here available to you. And your number one receiver right now is George Pickens. I think you take him. I think that's a need that they need. You could also argue Wyatt. You could also argue Williams is a very good D lineman. Whether why can't I think of his name? Whether Cam Hayward stays or not, that kind of depends on whether you take Williams. Or even James Pierce wouldn't be a bad idea, or Walter Nolan. But yeah, the Rams. I have the Rams taking Colston Loveland, but he's already gone. So yeah, that doesn't really work. I think they go Wyatt. They need help on that O-line, so I think Wyatt is a very good tackle out of West Virginia. Green Bay. Trey Amos. I think they need help on the corners. I mean, the reason I had them take corner is because Jaheir Alexander has been hurt. I think they're gonna let him go, or trade him, which I think they still should do. But we're basing this off of if they keep him. Even if they keep Jaheir, they don't really have a solid second corner or a third corner. Um, uh, I can't think of his name, but he's a really good kick and punt returner. But as a corner, he's not particularly great. Um, Chargers, I have the Chargers taking Williams, but we already had him go to the Falcons, which I think is a really good fit. I think the Chargers would be a really good fit. I don't think there's any tight ends really. Gunnar Helm, eh. No, not really. I think Stewart's probably the best option. Oh no, I think Williams is the best option actually. I think they got to take Williams. Because that O line, I mean, they have two decent, like, they have Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack, and we're assuming they keep both of them. So let's bring in somebody to help booster that interior defensive line. The Commanders, I mean, they're really good. I had them take Stewart. I think that's still a good option, since they have gone without Montez Sweat and Chase Young. I don't even remember who Frankie Louvu and who's their other guy. Their other linebackers. I can't even think. The Ravens. I have them taking a receiver here. Which they could go. They don't really need a second receiver, though. I mean, Zay Flowers has been kind of hurt. But they really don't need another receiver. So I don't really know why I had them take it. I think they go James Pierce here. They need an edge rusher. So I think James Pierce is a solid player for that aspect. I mean, he's played very good for Tennessee. So hopefully he continues that. The Vikings, I had them take Williams, but we had Williams go to the Chargers. The Vikings need a lot. I don't know if they need receiver. Cam wouldn't be a bad idea here, if I'm being honest. Either Dillon, Henderson, Judkins. I mean, they wouldn't be like they wouldn't be horrible picks. I'm not gonna lie. But at the same time, do I necessarily agree with them? Barron might be the pick. I mean, he's been relatively solid for Texas. I think that's who they go with to help out with that secondary. Byron Murphy has been outstanding this season, so that's something to look forward to. The Buffalo Bills, I had them taking Barron actually. They just need help all around. I mean, is Rasul Douglas still on the Bills? I think so. And then they have Teron Johnson. I think we're gonna steer off and we're gonna go Walter Nolan out of Old Miss. He's solid. He's gonna help with why can't I think of his name? Ed. I can't think of Ed's last name. Why can't I think of Ed's last name? Booster that interior line. I think he's gonna be a solid fit for the Bills. Eagles. Xavier Watts is who I had them go with. They need DB help. I mean, they don't, but they do. Both Quinton Mitchell and why can't I think of the other guy's name? The white rookie. I can't think of his name. Have been really solid. So maybe we don't steer from that. Maybe we go more of Campbell's actually not a bad idea here. I think Campbell might be the guy. They do have a lot of linebackers. Nolan Smith. They just love taking their linebackers. They're athletic specimens. But I think they just take Campbell. I mean, Jack Sawyer's not a bad idea either. Maybe we go Jack Sawyer actually. I think we go Jack Sawyer. I think we change it up a little bit. The Chiefs. The Chiefs need a lot. I mean, they don't and they do at the same time. Maybe we get Elick. He's 6'2", 210. They definitely need a receiver. I haven't watched much of his tape, to be honest, but he looks solid. And the Lions, I have them taking Landon Jackson edge out of Arkansas. 6'7", 280. That's a crazy specimen right there. I think they still go with it. I think they still roll with it. That's gonna be my first round draft pick or draft round. Like I said, I'm not one to go for best player available, even though some of them I did. But I think a lot of these players they were needed at the position they were needed. Some of these players might not even go top 10, like Starks, Johnson, Burden, Campbell, Carter, Graham. I think they're all worth a top 10 selection, but there might be other players, they might want to take a different player that might be better for their needs. Um, but that's my opinion. Yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy. I'm gonna be doing round two, possibly, maybe not, but that's round one. Hopefully you guys did enjoy, and yeah, yeah. Um,